Hey guys, today I was just going to talk about food and why you should be prepping it. And I was going to show you what some of the things that I have prepped and tried to keep on hand. First off, I like to get these food grade buckets, and I get Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers. I'm going to do rice, beans, and do corn. You want to do white rice, and we do pinto beans because they're the cheapest. You get the big bags of them at Walmart or other stores. You can put that in Mylar bags and put oxygen absorbers in there and seal them up. There's tons of videos on YouTube on how to do that. And then I bought a few of these 72-hour survival food kits from For Patriots. I haven't tried any of them or opened any of them. It's got good reviews. So a lot of these don't really last 72 hours or 48 hours if you were to eat like 2,000 calories. A lot of them are a lot less than that per day, per person. So you got to keep that in mind. I really don't stock a lot of these. I mostly am doing rice and beans because it's cheaper. I just have these to kind of change things up every once in a while. Yeah, you put macaroni in these mason jars. What I'll do is rotate them, so I don't have an oxygen absorber in there. But if you wanted to, you can put an oxygen absorber in there, and those will last a long time. Another thing I like to get is canned meat, because it lasts a very long time. And this has a lot of calories in it. 14 servings at 70 calories, so it's quite a bit. Best by date, so it'll last a lot longer than the best by date. And then another thing I like to stock up on is honey, because honey lasts forever. And it'd be like liquid gold. I would stock up on food. I'd like to have like at least a year's worth of food. If you already have a garden and you're learning, or you've learned how to grow things. And then if you've got animals like chickens, goats, a way to produce meat, eggs, reproduce the animals, then this food here should just really be kind of a cushion for you. If you've already got everything going, like you can survive off your garden and your animals, then that's all this is a cushion. You don't really need it, but it's there if you have a bad summer, a drought, or something like that. After a year, I would keep stocking up, because a year is not very long. But it'd really be nice to have 5 or 10 years of food saved up. But I know that's kind of hard and costs a lot of money. Not everybody has just a ton of money. But a year, that's pretty manageable. Another thing I like to do is have a bunch of canned food that I rotate, and I've built one little rack to store cans. It's not all of the cans we have, but it's certain ones that we go through a lot, and you can see what you have a lot easier than if they're in a cupboard. So I'll show you guys that little deal I built. I'd like to do a couple more. And it's just a few different items and put in that. So I'll show you guys that here in a second. You can store about 30 pounds of beans or rice in these buckets here. And they give you almost a month's worth of calories there. This bucket was about 30 bucks. It costs about $30 for the bucket and the beans or rice, or whichever one I do. And so that's probably about how much that 40-hour kit for 4 people were. It's got almost 11,000 calories versus 30 pounds of beans is going to be like around 45,000 calories. So you're getting over 3 times as much for your money. So you get about $400 or $500 and you'd have a year's worth of rice and beans in food grade buckets. Here's another good food source right here. We plan on raising goats, and we can butcher one every once in a while. That'd be a good source of meat and milk. There's another good food source for eggs or meat. We got some baby chicks over here. We have several pens that we keep them separated if we need to. One of the gardens next to it. We free range our chickens. We have 2 ducks. A couple chickens in here. We got several roosters. We have to keep a couple of them separated from the rest of the hens as they starting to rough them up pretty good. I got some good guard dogs here. I plan on getting another rabbit. We have a little doe. We need to get a buck so we can start breeding rabbits. The plan is to breed rabbits and feed the dogs if SHTF hits, and just feed the dogs with the rabbits and other table scraps or whatever, and give them eggs as well, and the shells, doing some calcium. You can't really store dog food, it's got too much fat in it, so it'll spoil real fast and go rancid. Another thing that I hear a lot of people talking about how they would just hunt and fish for their food. And if you look back at like the Great Depression, everybody hunting really wiped out the wildlife. Just look at how many more people there are now and what that would do. We have wildlife around here. We have a bunch of deer, but I don't plan on hunting them unless I really have to. I believe storing food is just as important as buying ammo and guns and all that. If you don't have food and water, what are you gonna do? You gotta hunt, hope you're a good hunter, hope there's enough animals for everybody that's hunting, or you're gonna have to steal it. That means you're gonna have to do some bad things. I myself do not want to have to do that. I have kids, and I want them to be taught good morals, and I'm not going to teach them to take and steal from people. So with that, just start stocking up on food. Make sure you have enough food for you and your family. Don't become a marauder. Don't get yourself killed because you didn't want to put back food, or learn how to garden, or learn how to raise livestock. Get yourself some chickens. Get you a little garden. It's a good place to start. And stocking up on food is just really good for other emergencies as well. Say you lose your job for a couple months, you know, maybe you get on unemployment, maybe you don't. Either way, your unemployment's not going to be as much as what you made. So why live uncomfortable when you could eat the food that you've stored up? Another thing is snowstorms, ice storms, depending on where you're at. They might keep you locked in the house. You know, if you can't get out, stores are closed. And people go crazy and start buying up all the food, or toilet paper like they do here. Might be hard to find some of the foods you want, or you might not be able to get out if the roads are that bad. If the stores don't have electricity, credit cards aren't going to work, debit cards. So a lot of stores aren't even going to be open. So that's another good reason to have food stored up. Also, try to get your family and friends that mean a lot to you. Try to get them to start saving up food before it's too late. We're already seeing food shortages over the last year or so. Don't really see things getting any better. The prices are going up. So now's the time to get started before, one, you can't find it, or two, you can't afford it. I would start now. There for a little while, it was really hard to find bags of rice and beans. Notice everybody else around here had the same idea to stock up on it. So if you wait till things are starting to get bad, it's probably gonna be too late. So everybody's got the same idea: get the stuff that lasts a long time, and then the stores are out and you're left with nothing. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Please leave a comment, and please subscribe. It'll help get my videos out there and get my channel to growing. I appreciate it.